All right, everyone. How is everyone? I hope everyone is fine and well, alive and kicking. Let's wait for YouTube. Yes, it sounds okay. All right. So, no one is here. Let's share Discord. 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 Where are you? There you are. Discord. Share. There you go. We have Discord. All right, let's look for uh people to debate. Let me copy the usual link. I should change it instead of debate topics to debate propositions. Because topics is like no one knows what my position is, and I want them to know my position. So that's that. Discord. So there's no one on this server. War of Words. Civilized debate server. No one here. Black Snow. Storm Cloud. No one is here. On the level. On the level is the usual suspects. I guess we can go in. Good morning.
Morning.
How is everyone?
Is it morning?
For me, it's 11 a.m., yeah.
Showtime!
It's showtime. Anyway, anybody up for debate?
Don't think it's possible, really, is it?
Yes, it is. We just have to agree on the rules of a debate. So,
Can we agree on like some simple, basic laws of communication, right? Can we agree on those? That all of the like the law of identity, the law of
sure,
excluded middle,
sure.
law
I
of
don't know.
non-contradiction. I
It's
know you don't know what they are, so it's a bit hard for you to stick to them, for us to agree on them if you don't know the basic laws. That's why I said it's a little bit difficult, I think.
so I was about to say, after I said sure, I was going to continue my sentence, but you cut me off. So the answer is sure. I don't know what these rules are, but I'm ready and willing to learn the rules and play by the rules of the game. However you define the game and the rules, I'll do my best.
Okay, right. Well, I'm doing a show later, right?
You're doing a show?
Yeah, I always do a show every weekday.
Really? On YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Did you not? Wow.
No. I
Okay. Well,
mm-hmm.
we've done Free for All Fridays for quite a long time now. Have a look in the chat there.
Wait a minute. Fridays or every day?
Every weekday. Friday is a weekday, but particularly on Fridays we do Free for All Fridays.
Okay, got it. I see. That's your picture?
Yeah.
That's what you look like with the glasses, being handcuffed by a police officer?
No.
Oh, okay. Is violence a moral necessity?
There you go. What about that for a topic to start off with?
Sure, I'll debate anything.
Okay.
So I mean,
I thought you'd like it because of the amoral bit. You like that, don't you? Do you like that twist?
it's a good topic. It's a good as any, at least. I mean, yeah, sure. Is violence a moral necessity? Well, I would simplify it. I would say, is violence, first of all, I mean, first we would have to ask, what is violence? We would have to define what is violence, moral, and necessity.
And the actual laws of communication, the identity, excluded middle,
Yeah.
law of non-contradiction,
I don't know what those mean. I mean,
sufficient cause.
if I ever what's the if I ever violate one of the rules of debate, you just let me know and I'll
I'll let you know. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
We've got a few
So
people check.
so is violence a moral necessity? I mean, the question is I mean, I guess what you're asking is violence necessary in order to run a society?
Yeah, mainly, like if you deem people below you, right, and maybe intellectually, then is the violence a sort of a necessary outcome?
No, it's not.
Of the thought pattern.
No, it's
like, because let's say, for instance, it's why it's interesting for you. You as a slave put yourself lower on the ladder, and I know you enjoy it, right? But the punishment is dealt one way, right? You don't get chance to reciprocate, do you?
correct, but my situation has nothing to do with reality. This is completely fictional.
Your situation is in reality, though, definitely. And then this is also similar sort of thing.
Is that noise coming? Is the background noise coming from your side?
We're diverting. Oh, we just talked.
There's people like I heard women talking in Bev's background.
Yeah.
What does that matter?
Don't let it worry you.
Okay, no problem. So
people talk.
So, I mean, my life is completely fictional. It's role play. It's not
What?
realistic. It's role play. We don't.
No, sorry, dude.
What do you mean?
Your life isn't role play.
Of course,
your character that you're playing at the minute may be role play, but you don't consider that your life, do you? Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know.
In real life, I'm not a slave. In real life, I'm a normal person. I have a normal life. No one knows.
And is that not who I'm talking to now?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. You brought up me being a slave to an owner.
For us to be able to say that is it okay? Is the violence necessary or a necessity once you deem somebody below you? Right? I mean, could it be possible for you to be a slave and there'd be no sort of punishment?
The answer is yes. Absolutely yes. It's possible to have zero violence, or at least, tend towards zero violence and have a perfectly functional society, relationship, whatever you want. So my evidence is that how I deal with children and babies, it doesn't matter at what age, I always look at them as adults. And I always negotiate.
Dude.
Excuse me?
The boundaries between children and adults should be obvious why there are.
Yes, but
so
when a
little bit scary.
Scary?
Carry on.
Right. So
yeah, carry on.
Yeah, let me present my thesis. I mean, this works. I mean, you're welcome to try it in your life with children and everyone, but it works.
Is this still based on the is violence a moral necessity?
Sure, of course. This is what we're talking
You're basing this off children. Are you sure?
What do you let me present my evidence and then you can we can discuss it.
But I mean, can we just check, right? I'm saying to bring up for a matter of debate, is violence a moral necessity? And you're saying when you do that, you always go to children.
Well, first of all, the answer is unequivocally no. Violence is completely unnecessary. Actually, it's probably inverted. Violence probably, violence breeds violence. If you're violent towards someone, then they're going to be violent either back or towards somebody else. I mean, you're just destabilizing the system. If you want
Could
to,
you be violent through words? Do you
of
think
course,
is there a possibility for you to be offensive?
of course,
And would you call that a violence, right? In order to breed this,
of
this
course,
is what I'm talking about, right?
of course, yeah. You don't. It's not even words. It could be emotional. Like even if you ignore someone, that sometimes is worse than physical pain. Just telling someone, I don't want to talk about that. That could be terrible.
What, saying that you don't want to talk about something?
Right. Yeah. I mean, if somebody
Wow.
wants to talk about
It must be terrible. And how would you go about your daily business? Would you like keep out of the way of people in case you might upset them by saying something, or would you keep out of the way of people because you don't want them to offend you in some way by saying the wrong thing?
I mean, that's already, I mean, in general, yeah. I mean, it's good to be very, very delicate with people and very understanding. That is, yeah, that's the root of reducing violence. And in general, it's not even reducing violence. I call it de-escalating. You always want to de-escalate the emotions. You want everyone to be chill, relaxed, have a good time. You don't want anyone to be emotionally triggered, because then they're losing performance. Their performance is degraded as a member of society, and you don't want that. You want everyone to be a fully functional member of society at their optimum, and then you can have an amazing society. So even destabilizing someone emotionally is if it could be avoided, and many times it can be avoided, then it should be avoided. It's good for you, right?
But you can't know about other people's things, that like,
right,
let's say somebody gets upset because you say that a circle isn't a straight line.
right.
Right now, does that mean that you shouldn't say that for want of offending them?
I mean, it's difficult. I mean, if that person, I mean, you might decide to avoid people that your chemistry with them is explosive. So, just stay away from them, I guess. I mean, just tell them, listen. And even when you do that, you don't do it in a harsh manner. You tell them, listen, I'm having a difficult time. For me, it's difficult. You don't accuse them, you accuse yourself. You just say, for me, it's difficult to have a conversation with you. So why don't we try this another time? Like, never say, I don't want to ever talk to you again. That's a terrible thing to say. Just say, right now, I can't figure out what to say. So
Sounds like you're giving advice, like
yeah,
an agony aunt
yeah, this is
sort of
advice.
thing.
This is advice that works for me.
It was meant to be some sort of a debate, though, wasn't it? Like, is it turned into you giving advice?
You're welcome to
somehow
deny.
midway?
You're welcome to falsify my claims. My claims are my evidence. This is my experience. I'm a very old man. I've tried this, tried many things. I've watched.
You're a very old man.
Yes, I've tried
Wow.
many things. I've watched a lot of episodes of Super Nanny.
What do you call old?
No, I don't want to dox myself. I'm
In
old.
this sort of logic,
It doesn't matter exactly how old. I'm old enough that I've tried everything.
modern day, right? A modern day old.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is, I've tried advice from super nannies, all sorts of super nannies, how to deal with children. I've heard everyone basically, and I've
Children
tried.
again. Do you watch a lot of Super Nanny stuff, or
Excuse
do
me?
you like the Super Nanny stuff?
Yes. What
You
about
said
it?
you've watched a lot of it, or have you actually talked to the Super Nannies?
I don't want to dox myself, but I let's just say that I watched a lot and I tried a lot of the methods. Some of them are not as good as others. Some of them are better, but mine, I've discovered my path and I think it's perfect. And it's the easiest to follow, gives the best results. I've tried it many times, works perfectly.
Nannying, is that a
Super nanny.
I mean, I know you don't want to. Super nannying.
Yeah, giving advice to parents, giving advice to others, how to deal with others. Yeah, not even on my own. I mean, of course,
So, do you have a lot of experience? Do you have a lot of kids?
I don't want to
yourself?
dox myself, but I've had plenty of um, experience giving advice and seeing how it goes. And
Do you have any actual experience
Yes.
with children, your own children?
I don't want to dox myself, but I have a lot of experience on my own with others' children, with giving advice to parents, giving advice to children, giving advice to brothers and sisters. I'm just a normal person, so I've had plenty of interaction with many people of all ages and situations.
I see. I have as well, but I haven't really done much super nanny stuff.
Right, so I did. So many years ago when I was a little bit younger, a little bit less old, so I had to deal with
Many years ago. You said,
yes, so I had to
when
deal
you were
with
a bit younger,
yes, I was a bit less
or a
old.
lot, like many.
It doesn't
Would
matter.
seem like more like a lot
It's
rather
completely
than a bit.
inconsequential. The point is that
Well, no, it is very
no,
consequential,
it's
right? Because I
completely
want for
inconsequential.
me to understand what many is a bit.
It doesn't matter.
So it's
Ignore
really
it.
strange
Anything that
time
has to
frame.
do anything that has to do with talking about myself, you might as well ignore. I'm not gonna dox myself. So the point is, I've tested it.
You're not going to dox yourself. You don't have to dox yourself about talking about yourself.
Any information
It's
about
all right.
anyway, I've tried many strategies, and I've discovered that.
But are you giving up information about yourself a bit too readily to be worried about doxing?
Look,
Because you're telling us all sorts of things about yourself. I mean,
it doesn't
if I
matter.
go and check the record books, I bet there can't be many brain scientists out there, theoretical brain scientists.
I don't know. Anyway, the point is that the answer to your question is that it's probably inverted. The more violence you use, the more you're destabilizing your society, the more at the end you're going to suffer. Everybody's going to suffer. The less violence, it's not even violence, it's like the less emotions you have, the better off everyone is, including yourself.
Well, what about if you're prone to being angry as well, right?
It's good advice for anyone prone to be angry as well. It's good.
Violence?
No, always de-escalate. Oh, the rule is always de-escalate.
Yeah, but what if you've said that,
Mm-hmm.
What if you've said that violence is the inevitable outcome?
What do you mean?
Right, and you're a man of your word, right? What if that's the case?
You promised violence?
Sort of, yeah. Yeah, what if somebody had said that, like, if you say that again, I'm gonna do you, and then somebody says that again.
So never make threats or promises. Always, always condition everything. Like always.
But that would that only matter if you were a man of your word, right? Because surely if your word didn't count for anything, then you could just back down on anything you say normally.
Right. So
there would be no need for you to go for the violence. I mean, that's why the idea is it a moral?
It's very important
that once you've said it, I mean, does it really matter about the violence?
No,
is that more important than
It's nothing to do with morality. This is just a strategy for success. So always be a man of your word, or a woman, or a person of your word. Always, everyone, right? Whatever you promise, I mean, try to fulfill your promises. That's why try not to promise. Try not to promise. Try not to threat. Try not to try not to predict the future. Just Just I mean, you could and always negotiate. It's like so a kid does something.
Negotiate.
Yes, so a kid does something wrong, and you don't want this to repeat, so you enter negotiation. So
Can we presume, right, seeing
Yes.
as we're adults, that we're talking about adults, right?
What do you mean? Like what do you mean we're talking about adults? I'm talking about.
Well, as we're talking now,
It doesn't
right,
matter.
and we are talking as adults.
It doesn't matter.
Can
So
we
if you
talk
have-
about adults with this sort of thing? Because I'm not
Yes.
talking about children at all.
You
The
mentioned
formative years, right? You've got to be
you
careful
mentioned
with the
you mentioned
the mind of a child.
you mentioned
So
that if I'm at a position of power relative to the other person, so I went in my mind to children. Children is the ultimate
Right.
relationship where you
is that when you had a power when you were a child, or
no
are
in
you just
general.
imagining you yourself having power over? Well, let's say you're a man, right? I suppose, and providing you're not on a
Yes, I'm a
collar.
man.
What
Mhm.
about put the collar on somebody else, right? And then not necessarily a child, like an adult, like you,
What
right?
what color?
Put yourself in the position of being in power, but not children. Like,
Fine.
it's really weird.
What do you mean it's weird? What's weird?
The fact that you as an adult, being as a slave, right, having a shot collar on, automatically goes to children whenever you think of being in a position of power.
How is this relevant to me being a slave with a shock collar, telling you that I have a life, I have a normal life that is completely that has nothing to do with my fantasy role play, and in that real life I do real things like deal with children. How why are you conflating these two completely irrelevant universes? Like when I
You're the
deal,
one that went
like
there.
when I go to work, do you think I
Rather
work?
than imagining an adult in a power of in a position of power over another adult,
No, I can. We could
the
do
guy
that.
that is a slave, right, that is actually in that position as an adult,
All right, let's stop.
decided to choose
All right.
children for some reason. I just think it's fucking strange, personally.
All right, so let's stop.
Keep it in the realm of adults here, right?
Hold on. So, please stop bringing up me being a slave. That's ad hominem. So until now, it's okay to discuss it. If you want to discuss me being a slave, that's a different topic. But now, if you want to discuss your proposition, then please stop ad hominem. Please stop referencing me. Now, you asked me about position of power. So, in my experience, my position of power, and I think with most adults, is with children. That's why, and I have a lot to say about how adults treat children. And I think I have very good advice. If you want to take it, take it.
No, it's all right. My kids are grown up; they're adults themselves now. So
I see.
there's no
Anyway,
need for
it
you
is
to
my
do that.
evidence.
I don't think
You made
I
a
don't think anybody
proposition.
wants to take thingy off from you anyway. Because keep it in the adults, dude.
No. I'll do what I want, and you'll reply to my evidence. If you cannot reply to my evidence, then you have to submit and tap out.
You have no evidence.
That's
You just have
I
words.
presented evidence. You're welcome to
You've not
reply.
presented evidence. You've spoken words. That's not evidence.
I presented my case. You're
It's
welcome
not
to
even
reply.
an argument.
I presented my case. You're welcome to reply to what I said, or declare that you submit. Take your choice.
Oh, well, the question was, I'll put it back up a minute. It was like, is violence a moral necessity? I don't think we even scraped it.
I answered it fully. You're welcome to reply. If you want me to repeat, explain again, I'll be glad to. The example I will use always is with children. If you have a problem with that, then tap out. It's okay.
Well, it's nothing to do with children. This
Well, my
tonight's show, anyway, the one that we've
my
titled is
experience-
"Violence and Moral Necessity."
My experience with violence is with children. Children usually,
Violence is with children.
yes. My
I mean,
experience is that
Weird, dude.
adults.
Wow, that's
Okay, if okay, that's not, weird is not an argument, right? So anyway, my experience is that children experience violence in general, both from adults and from other children. Children live a very violent life.
Can I ask a question, please?
No, you cannot. Bev,
Why not?
who are you? What's your position? Are you a mod?
I am a mod.
All right. What's the question?
Why does it matter if I'm a mod or not?
Because
Why do we
we're
have to
having a
talk about
debate.
kids? Number one. No, I'm asking you a question because
Listen,
y'all and you started
Look,
debating
I'm
early.
gonna bring my
So
evidence. Wait, you asked me a
give me
question.
just a second. I'm asking the question.
Go ahead.
Why do you have to bring up kids? Can you speak about something with having to do with adults, please?
No, I answered that question already. Bev asked
Why?
me. I answered. What do you mean? Why? That's my evidence. You have a problem. Tap out. Declare you lose, and we'll continue to another topic.
No.
Yes.
Okay, dude.
You're getting very close
so-
to being at the edge of your last times around here.
All right.
So
Really?
think carefully.
So
I'm leaving.
even with
Have
that-
a great day. Jesus Christ. I thought it's possible to have a normal conversation with people, but apparently no. Terrible people. I mean, they ask me about violence. I bring up how adults treat children violently, and even children treat other children violently, and that's the example I'm gonna use. And no, you cannot use that example. All right, we're done. Then you lose the debate. It's that simple. All right, let's read some comments. So Connor Maynard says, remember, keep talking about ecology and practical AI. I don't know what you're talking about. So you need to ask like more accurate questions. What do you mean ecology and practical AI? Practical AI is difficult for me to talk about because that's my work and I cannot talk about my work. So I'm sorry about that. Let's continue. I mean, I do theoretical AI, but I can't really discuss AI. Mr. Slave is not a singularity. He is a binary. He doesn't know what this means. Connor Maynard, I have no idea what you're talking about. Uncomfortable with East Life, yeah. And Mr. Slave is 45 at the oldest, not a day older. Whatever. But for the purpose of the child, he's 1,000 years old, basically. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's try to go to Discord. I guess I don't know what we're gonna do with this server. They're very. I mean, that was what is. I mean, obviously. I mean, so I present evidence, and they say no, you cannot present that evidence. Why not? No reason. Just and then they make a threat that this is one of my last times on their server. Right. So that's what happens to me. So I go on people's servers, I wipe the floor clean with them. They get upset. They don't want to they never want to talk to me because I take their best warriors and I shame them again and again. So he thought he would bring up a topic like morality and violence and society, and I would have nothing to say about it because I'm just this theoretical guy. And then I come up with amazing advice for life that has to do it. I take his topic and I make it so real. It blows his brains off. I mean, blows his mind, and he cannot deal with it. That all right, whatever, you know. I'm sorry you cannot deal with my advice, I guess. Wait, uncomfortable has more comments. You may need to go back to your favorite debate partner since he's not my favorite debate partner. He's just a guy. Or perhaps go back to your favorite Discord channel, Pig and Cat. I guess. Let's go to the videotape. Let's go. Wait, one more comment. I really want to hear the sighing and shit, this guy's here again. Yeah. All right, so let's continue politics and religion. Let's see. Okay, there's some people here. Let's see if they're willing to talk. I like smaller rooms. I don't like big rooms. So faith talks, it's too big, so it's gonna be too noisy. The Coliseum. Let's try it. Hello.
What up, Mr. Slave 41?
Hey, what's up? Anybody wants to debate me on anything?
Yeah, all right, let me check your tags and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have any tags?
I'll do better than tags. I have oh, no posting. Where do we post? If I want to post a link to all my debate positions, where
You can just tell us. You don't have to post
it's
anything.
a big page. It's got 30 topics on
I mean,
it.
there
Each
is
one.
a text chat of the Colosseum down there. You know, scroll
Oh,
down
okay, I'm
and you're gonna
scrolling.
find out the text chat.
The communist.
Oh, they have a communist chat now?
Not here, I don't think.
I don't
No,
see
they there.
Coliseum text.
It's all the way at the bottom. It's
Colosseum.
the Coliseum.
Yamnaya. Oh, I see. That's terrific. Here's the link.
All right. What is this? Why is there just like a beautiful woman randomly on the
Oh,
left-hand side?
that's the first thing you're gonna see on my website. That's just art. I view women as art. That's all. But I might as well put pictures of some artistic works. I think women.
All right, so can you? I'm kind of stupid. Can you explain to me what amoral egoism is?
Sure.
New screenshot. I'm not gonna click on that.
No problem. So amoral egoism. Amoral just means I don't believe there is morality, neither objective nor subjective.
Okay, that's a bad start.
Yeah. Egoism means that all creatures, I believe well, first of all, I believe all creatures are amoral, and I believe all creatures are egoist, whether they admit it or not.
You don't have something easy.
I disagree with you already on this first premise because
Can you screenshot your thing? Because
Here.
I'm not gonna click.
just
Okay.
click
Sure,
on
sure.
it. It's on a Google Drive.
Yeah, I
fine.
pasted it.
No, they grabbed your email.
Who cares?
No,
What, are they gonna email me promotions?
It's a Google.
I already get like 100 emails a day.
It's a Google website. It's just HTML. It's the most harmless. It's just text. It's a text website. That's all.
Okay, so you don't believe in morality.
Exactly.
All right, so you don't believe in wrong and right, apparently.
Exactly.
Do you have an argument for that position? I mean, it's pretty clear, I think, when you look at like the acts of human beings that morality exists. That's why we have judges. That's why we have courts. It's why we have religions. But I'd love to hear what you think and why you believe that morality is not a real thing.
Morality is a theory to explain human behavior. Would you agree with that description?
No.
So what is morality? If it's not a scientific theory to explain a natural phenomenon, then are you saying that it's unscientific?
Yes, it's a metaphysical thing.
If it's unscientific, then I have to say I rest my case. I don't know how to continue from a point where my...
Okay, well, how many times has science been wrong about things?
Plenty. I don't have a... Science is always...
That's right. So that's your golden standard is science?
Yeah, I mean, science... Let me quiet my phone. No, I can't. Science... I mean, if science is just a methodology, you know, it's a rational... It's the best method we have to, I guess, improve our lives, to discover what we call truth, you know, quote unquote.
It's good for some things, right?
What is
It's
it
good
not
for
good? What is
it's
it
not
not?
good for making moral judgments, and it's not good for finding
What's your evidence?
even truth or the reason why, right? It can't even answer the question why. So
Wait. Hold on. This is very good. So you're saying science is not good for answering questions about morality?
no, it's not at all. It's not. It's outside of its wheelbase or whatever.
So
Science can't answer moral questions.
you
Maybe
cannot
that's why you're immoral.
so you cannot use the scientific method to decide like what's a better moral system?
I don't think you can. Do you have an argument to show that science can?
I mean, I mean, what is science? Science is just
Study
being.
of matter and physical properties. Morality is not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing.
I thought about this. I think morality is a theory to explain human behavior. That's what I think it is ultimately. That's how I would categorize morality.
No, morality is not about theories. It's about judgment. All right.
How would you categorize morality? Morality is what?
It's a type of judgment that you make about what is right and what is wrong, quite simply. So how can science solve that argument when it's deducing everything
I'll
to
tell you.
molecules?
I'll tell you my theory as to what morality is. So I think
Reducing.
what?
I'm sorry, I said deducing, but I meant reducing things to molecules. So that's why, in my opinion, science is not equipped to make moral judgments, nor is a theory.
Let me tell you what I think, what my theory of what morality is ultimately, and then we can continue from there. So I think my theory of what morality is. So morality is a theory that tries to explain human behavior. So, for example, we as scientists, we notice that it looks like people avoid murdering each other. So that's a natural phenomenon that we observe. We can have statistics, and we can test it, and yeah, it looks like that's the data. The data looks sound. It looks like humans try to avoid murdering each other. So then we ask, why do they do this? What is the theory that explains this natural phenomenon? So some scientists, they might come up with a theory that says, oh, maybe there is a morality that humans adhere to or believe in, and this theory of morality that humans have, this is what drives them not to murder each other. So that
But
could be.
you know where that falls short though is a lot of times human judgment is, or I would say a lot of the times, human judgment is flawed. So if we're the arbiters of what is actually right and wrong, that is we as people. If we were to say, torturing people is right, or needless murder is right, would that make it any more or less correct? I mean, by your argument, it would. So that's where your argument falls short, because we are not equipped to be the arbiters of morality. Morality is something that's external to us. It doesn't matter what we think about morality.
Wait,
Morality is a pillar.
you believe in objective morality?
Yes, absolutely.
What is your evidence? Oh, okay, so that's almost like a different topic then. What is your evidence for this objective morality? I'll repeat.
It's kind of
Maybe I
it's
wasn't
kind
clear.
of an
Let,
it's an
let me just say it again, because it might have sounded like I said subjective. So again, what is your evidence for this objective morality? Go ahead.
Okay, because human judgment, I think we could admit, is flawed.
Okay.
Or no, you think our judgment is perfect, maybe?
But it doesn't matter. I mean, it depends on definition.
It kind of does.
It depends on the definition of the words imperfect and perfect. Like what what error bars do you assign to the word perfect or imperfect? Like 0, then I agree it's imperfect. But if it's like some percent, then we need statistics to answer the question. We need to do research.
Not necessarily. I think a large part of the moral argument doesn't come from science and statistics. It comes. It's more of an existential argument. It's things that we know from experience. It's the same way that a detective kind of works on a case, right? You don't. Yeah, you do sometimes rely on science, but a lot of times it's more like, looking at the circumstances, deciding what is the most likely outcome based on these particular circumstances.
But I'm getting a little lost in our debate. So I'm really curious about your belief of an objective morality. If you could present your evidence as to your belief or your persuasion, why you think that there is this objective morality, so I could understand you better, and then we could continue. Just make your case, and I'll tell
Okay,
you.
well,
Go ahead.
I'll tell you that what it is. I believe that there's such a thing as imperfect judgment, right?
Okay.
Something, and you've experienced it. I'm sure. I certainly have several times in my life where I make a judgment call that's incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can make a judgment call that's incorrect, that means that righteousness, or what is right or wrong, does not come from me. It comes from what actually is, and that's something outside of the human. That it's something greater than ourselves.
I don't understand your evidence. Could you? So let me try and. I can't even steelman your case. So you think because we have an imperfect, you feel you have an imperfect perception of morality, therefore there must be an ideal morality that someone else created, and that is
Right.
the objective morality. So your evidence for the objective morality is because you feel you have imperfect judgment of morality?
Not even just me. I feel like humanity as a
Sure.
whole
Sure.
does. So that's probably a good piece of evidence for you.
I don't
How is
understand.
this supposed to be like an argument or evidence? That's silly.
1 second. This is one-on-one, right? This is a debate. So.
Well, it's a room. Other people are allowed
Okay.
to join in
Oh,
if they want.
I didn't know. No problem.
No, I mean, it's just like I don't even get it what they are talking about. What they are talking about? Morality?
Yeah, we're talking about morality and whether or not it even exists, or whether or not it comes from humanity or something beyond humanity.
So
Shit! Wait, give me 1 second, Mr. Slave. I'll be right back, dude. Give me like 2 minutes. I gotta do something real fast.
okay. So anyone who wants to debate me, I put a link.
On what?
I mean, there's a list of debate topics that I listed in the Coliseum text chat. I mean, there's a link, and there's also the first topic. Oh, 1 second, I need to reconnect my collar.
Yeah, I don't see it. Where did you post it?
In the text chat of the Coliseum.
I mean, you need to screenshot the list.
It's very long. It's going to take many screenshots. There's 30.
Yeah, but grab their email, the Google Docs. So
Grab the
whoever wanna
email?
share the
What do you
email
mean
grab.
grab the email?
Yeah, if you have your Gmail login in your browser or anywhere, and you click that link, it grabs anybody links.
No.
Everybody-
It's my website. I created it on.
No, Google,
It's just
Google Docs
it's
does
just
that.
it's just a text. You know what? Maybe I can
No,
copy
I'm
the
not
whole
clicking
page.
it.
Let me try to copy the whole page.
Yeah, you need to copy and paste.
So, are you interested in like one-on-one debates, man?
Doesn't matter. I'm open to any format.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna offer you something if you're interested. Like, we have server debates as well that we record, so it could be like one-on-one.
I'm actually
It's
streaming.
gonna be like.
I'm streaming this on YouTube right now as we speak. This is being streamed.
Yeah, that's fine. You probably don't have like a large channel. It's probably like
Yeah, I'm
just
tiny.
few
103 people.
Yeah, you're tiny. Yeah, that's nothing. So I mean, I'm gonna like invite you over, and you can like see for yourself whether you wanna
Sure.
engage, and we can like have some kind of debate.
Wait, right now?
Not like immediately. We can do it like tonight or tomorrow,
I-
whenever you like.
I
I don't know. I don't even know your time zone.
I'm New York City. I stream debates every morning, 11 a.m. New York City time. That's Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, that's fine. You can stream it as much as you like. I don't mind that.
Okay. It's telling me it's too long, so I need to upload as a file. I don't know. Yeah, it's too long. Upload. Your message to upload as a file. I click upload as a file, but nothing happens. Send longer messages with Discord Nitro. Anyway, it's gonna be really messy to try and.
Well, screenshot how.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, let's
Copy how.
continue. Yeah,
paste how.
it's too much work. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe some other time. But right now we can continue our debate. 1 second, it's not reconnecting.
What do you need? Your chat bot or whatever?
No. I have a collar on my neck, a dog training collar, and my owner's trying to punish me for some reason, and it's not reconnecting. I don't know why.
I think but another part of your first argument here, which is that the fitter survive, I think undermines the idea of what mutation typically is.
Wait, you talking to me?
Yes.
Mutation?
Right, because people who have the atheist worldview, who believe that we came from a process of evolution, are not looking at the fact that people that are anything in nature that has a mutation usually does not make it fitter. Like 99.9% of the time, mutations are not helpful. So when you're saying that the fittest are the ones that survive, and simultaneously saying that
fitter.
those...
I thought you said fatter, like people who are fat.
No.
Wait, could you?
I understand feather, like bird's feather or something.
I'm completely lost. I'm getting zapped.
Anyway, I mean, what is this like have to do with morality?
Yeah.
Well, it's the second part of your first premise. From
My
your,
he presented the argument.
Yeah, I pasted my position. My
debate topics
in the Coliseum text. There is.
But those are like going to be like debate topics or something.
No,
or?
there's one debate topic that we're discussing. I am an amoral egoist, so we're discussing. Right now, we're discussing.
We started with morality.
Yeah, let me hear your evidence for an objective morality. So you're saying your objective morality evidence is the fact that because we have
it stems from the experience of imperfect judgment.
So I don't see how that entails, as they say, objective morality. I don't understand.
Well, because for there to be an imperfect judgment, there must be a perfect judgment.
I don't think that follows.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think it follows, and it's not objective.
Why not?
It's still subjective. I mean, I, as the only person in the universe, I can feel like that I am imperfect. So it's relative to my feeling of what is perfect. So that's still subjective.
I mean, not necessarily. A perfect square is a perfect square, whether you think it is or not. To use a mathematical metaphor.
No. In my subjective experience, I can imagine a perfect square, and anything relative to my right. I imagine a perfect square. I can imagine a perfect anything.
Can you imagine a perfect judgment?
I guess it depends on your definition of what you mean by perfect. Like if by definition, but
where
go ahead.
the idea that the punishment fits the crime.
I mean, so I don't believe in crime and punishment.
You don't believe in crime or punishment?
Good
Uh,
noble.
I don't believe it's good to punish. I mean, I try to avoid, like, what I do is negotiate. Like, if I have to punish a child, then we negotiate a punishment. We come to an agreement.
Right.
So that's how I deal with children. That's the only case where I can punish anyone.
But to look at it on a broader scale, like the reason we have courts, for example,
Yeah.
is to try to determine what the best course of judgment is. And
So if you would ask me, like, for example, if you go to Iran, I'm sorry for the weird example, but they have the best court system when it comes to murder. So if somebody murders another person in Iran, they follow literally the Quran, as far as I know. And the Quran says that you can pay the family of the victim. Jesus Christ. You can pay the family of the victim. You can negotiate. You enter negotiation. If you're not able to reach a settlement, then it goes back to the court and you might be executed. Jesus.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you right there.
That's bad. That's bad, because if you make a crime and you will be ended up executed, it's not as scary as being jailed for lifetime with forced work labor.
Wait, what? What's going on? I'm lost. I'm saying I always want to negotiate.
Dude, but people are not scared from death. If you put them, for example, I will give you a jail time, lifetime with forced work labor. What are you going to choose? Being executed or jail time with a work labor, like forced labor? They will choose being executed. Execution is not the way to do this.
I mean, you let the person decide. You let the criminal decide what they want to do. Do you want to?
No, the criminal will he ended up deciding the better for himself, the lighter punishment, the good for him,
Yes.
not for the justice. If you want a great justice, make rules that people will be scared from committing crimes of. Lifetime with a work labor, forced work labor.
How about eternity in hell? Maybe that's a pretty bad one to think about.
No, sorry. What we are going to do for the atheists?
I think
I'm
an
atheist. You won't scare me. I'm atheist. You won't scare me.
I think an atheist, honestly, like
eternal hell.
most of the church is against me on this, but I feel like atheists can be saved, so long as they have a good moral code and they follow the doctrines of Jesus Christ.
Let me interrupt for a second. I am streaming on YouTube from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So in 5 minutes, I have to leave. So maybe let me debate and then I'm leaving and then you guys can continue. So just let's take one guy. Whoever wants to debate me, I guess the first one I was debating. And anyone who's making noise in the background, please try to stop that. Mute yourself.
You want me to come on your YouTube channel and debate?
No.
I do this all the time with the atheist experience.
Sure, you can visit me on my website, but I just go to Discord every morning and just pick my battles. It doesn't matter, but it really doesn't matter. It's good enough here. But just let me and you finish this in 5 minutes, and then you guys can continue. So you believe that your evidence for objective morality, I don't track, I don't follow it. You're saying just because you have a feeling, you have a perception, your subjective experience is that your perception of morality is imperfect. And because of that, from that, you reach the conclusion that there must be this objective morality. I don't see how that follows.
Well, because if there's an imperfect judgment, that implies a perfect judgment.
But that's still in your. That's just in your mind.
It's not just in my mind.
How do you
it's
know?
in the,
What's your
it's
evidence that
something a lot of people understand.
that's in their mind? It's still subjective. It could be everyone. It could even be in the mind of God. It's still subjective to God. It's not objective.
It's the tree falls in the forest argument. Like, if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to perceive it, did it actually fall? In my opinion, it does. And by the same notion, if something is right, it's right or wrong, regardless of whether or not we believe it.
Okay, so wait, somebody's making noise in the background. Who is that?
Is it me, guys? I don't think
it
so.
is.
It's Jewish Spy, but it's not that bad. It's just a couple.
Oh,
It's not,
wow.
it's not the end of the world. Just if it's possible to mute the mic, it would be better. It's okay. So, your evidence. What did you say? What could you repeat again? Sorry.
Yeah, it's the tree in the forest argument.
No.
If the tree,
I don't see how that's relevant. And
because it doesn't matter whether or not we can perceive it.
I'll tell you here.
The fact is, it is.
I got it. So listen, I have a problem with the word subjective and objective. So the definition of objective, as far as I understand, it means outside of my experience, right? If something is objective, then by definition, it's outside of my experience.
Not necessarily, because you can be objectively right about something and experience.
So I don't understand
it as well.
And if that's your definition, then I don't understand the distinction between objective and subjective. So when you say objective morality, as far as I understand, you might as well say subjective morality.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. Do you believe in truth?
No.
You don't even believe in truth.
Right, because I have no access to objective anything by definition. By definition, if it's
I don't know. That's going to be a hard rock to
it's
traverse.
just a definition. It's just a definition. If you don't like it, then I mean, it's just a
no. But you don't even think truth is a real thing. Like you don't think 2 + 2 = 4.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, that's that.
Okay, so that's true.
Wait, what? What do you mean that's true?
That 2 + 2 = 4 is objectively true.
That's begging the question. We're discussing right now the definition.
No, it's not. You're talking about objectivity and subjectivity. So if I believe 2 + 2 = 5,
but we haven't defined objectivity and subjectivity. We're in the middle, and then you're saying, 2 + 2 = 4 is objectively true, but we haven't defined objectivity. You bring that as evidence, but
hold on. We're in the middle of the. I'm sorry, my girlfriend is talking. She's mad. She wants to. She's trying to derail the conversation.
I'm sorry. Tell her in 1 minute I'm gone, and then she can derail everything.
It's fine.
She can derail the universe.
Yeah, but like that's I think when you say something like you don't believe in objectivity versus subjectivity, it's a weird statement to me. As anyone who studied mathematics.
No, wait, you studied mathematics?
Of course, every American student has to study mathematics.
Okay. No. Look, what I'm saying is the definition of objectivity, right? And I think it's really a very deep definition. I don't take it lightly. So it has to be outside of your experience in order for it to be objective. But if it's outside of your experience, then you don't experience it. Then you cannot relate to it, and you cannot say anything about it. It's completely outside.
I disagree with you because, like I said, what if we know 2 + 2 = 4?
We don't.
But what if I've never experienced
that's
2 +
that's your
2
opinion.
= 4?
That's your conviction.
No, it's not opinion. It's true. If you
don't
have
know that.
2 apples and you put 2 more apples,
that's not 2.
There's 4 apples.
That's not 2. That's 2 apples. It's different. So you're saying 2 apples.
Well,
so you're saying you ran a test with 2 apples and 2 apples, and you got 4 apples. That might have been the case. I've run many such tests. Yes, that doesn't mean 2.
And you're right. It's always 4 apples.
And you don't know
if you
that.
think it's 5 apples,
you can say
doesn't
it always
change how many apples.
No, you can say it always was. Every time you tested that theory in all the experiments, you always got the same results. Yes, you could say that. You don't know anything about the rest of the tests that you never conducted or what will happen in the future. You have no idea. So, and that has to do with apples. I mean, we haven't discussed I mean, and that's not the definition of 2 plus 2. That's 2 apples and 2 apples, and even that is very limited. And we haven't even discussed what an apple is, and you can never discuss it because you have to understand quantum physics, which we don't. So you don't even know what things are.
I honestly don't think we need to study quantum
Then
physics to know what an apple is.
cannot speak with conviction. You have to say you have to say, well, yeah, it's more or less true as far as we know, but that's not truth anymore. That's like a statistical experimental result with an error bar. Anyway, I gotta go.
All right.
It's a terrific conversation.
Hey, come back, man.
Yeah, I'll try.
If you want to
do my
if
best.
you want to finish it.
Yeah,
so.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great rest.
All right.
Yeah, take care, man.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was very interesting. And there's 4 people with us. That's good. Let's see some comments. J-Rock says, uncomfortable truth says. Poppy says, you. Hi, J-Rock. And good morning is the last comment. All right, guys. Thank you very much for being with us. It was a terrific experience. The first debate was bizarre. They got their asses handed to them. So, of course, they had to claim that my evidence was not admissible. I'm not allowed to talk about children when we talk about violence from a position of superiority and control. Yeah, of course not. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Anyway, so I guess that's it. Tonight, I'm probably not streaming. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Saturday. Maybe. I don't know if I'll have time. I'll try to have time. And see you guys tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Have a great rest of the day, and bye-bye.